the genie is out of the lamp. There are certain actions by state actors that have been essentially taboo since World War II, and now they're enabled by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And if Russia did it, the other actors would consider maybe we should do something like that as well. Maybe that's a viable tool in our political arsenal. Clients across industries are worried about this because they understand the domino effect. You don't even need to be directly targeted by an escalation such as Russian sabotage in Europe to be affected. Enough that your supply chain would be, or your infrastructure would be. Because if there's one key takeaway from the Ukraine-Russia conflict, it is never to underestimate the outlier scenario.
Over the past year, we have seen several developments which have not been foreseen. There is obviously the question about how the tensions between Iran and Israel could escalate further. We have seen this tension result in direct attacks, but we don't know the scale to which these attacks could move forward.
In my part of the world here in Northeast Asia, the big problem really is nobody knows exactly where some of the red lines are, and everybody is trying to get as close to them as possible without triggering a crisis. Things have been happening in places like the Korean Peninsula and increasingly also the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea that are quite dramatic escalations that in other contexts might look like the crossing of a red line or a clear crisis trigger. But people are getting used to these happening all the time.
One thing that clients are, very focused on in 2025 are the direction of U.S. sanctions and export controls. These have really raised a lot of compliance and regulatory obligations for multinational companies. They're concerned about the direction, or they're interested in the direction that these might go. Will they be further tightened, for example, on Iran, Venezuela, and Russia, or might they be alleviated as a result of political settlements in Ukraine and the Middle East?
The sanctions were originally a red line tool. They are meant to deter a country from crossing red lines, but they have always had an economic component to them. It was always important. It was always considered by the countries that impose them. And you prepare for sanctions risks by considering how these may affect your businesses, how you need to diversify, how you need to de-risk, how you need to maybe divest from certain partners, industries, jurisdictions.
It's important to be aware of different scenarios, the manner in which different crises can evolve with time, what the trigger points could be, what the potential flashpoints could be, and obviously what kind of an impact that would have on your operations in the region, and most importantly, what the contingency plans can be or what plan of action you can take for each of those scenarios.